This is 2.4 word problems with one variable. You need to go to Course Compass and print this worksheet from the handout section. It's going to be very important that you have it in front of you so that you can read this. This isn't very clear. It's as clear as I could get it as far as loading it onto this OneNote so I can record it. The first question asks you, what do you need to do to solve a word problem? Well, it should be obvious that the first thing you need to do is you've got to read the problem. The second thing you need to do is you need to understand what is going on. And so you might want to draw a picture. Or you might just want to talk about it. Then we're going to assign variables, or in this case we're going to assign one variable, and we're going to make a comparison. Then we're going to take the information and write an equation. 5, we want to solve it. And 6, we've got to check it. And with word problems, checking, it's got to make sense. And did you answer the question? So keep these things in mind as we go through here. We're going to start with number 2 here. The sum of 4 times the number and 1 is equal to the difference of twice the number and 2. Find the number. In these problems, we are just translating. And so focus on the word of and the word and what comes before. Of is going to be a signal that what comes afterwards is connected. So I'm going to come over here and see if I can get this in the border. Of. It's a signal. The and, well, it's a signal of what's connected. I do want to keep that there. Signal of what's connected. The and connects. And what's in front of is how it connects. So keep this in mind as you're looking to translate. So the word of tells me that what's next is going to be connected. The and connects them. And so what's going to be connected is 4 times the number and 1. And how it is connected is here in front of the of. It's the sum. So we're going to have the sum of 4 times the number. Sorry, I started to write 4 with an F. 4 times the number and 1 is equal, we know how to do that, to the difference of twice the numbers and 2. I need to use something smaller here. There's that of, there's that and. So what is here is connected. How it is connected is in front. So it's the difference of twice the number and 2. Then we need to solve the equation. So So I'm going to subtract 2x here and here. Then we're going to, we want that to cancel, and then over on this side we want this to cancel. So we're going to have 2x equals -3. Divide by the 2, and x is going to be a -3 halves. Number 3, 4 times the sum of a number and 2 is, that's your equals, 24 less than the number times 8. Find the number. So read it. And what we're doing with these is we're not talking about what we were talking about earlier. We're talking about translating, and so we were going to stick to this information. So there's the of and the and. So we've got a number and 2, and how they are connected is the sum. So we've got the sum of a number and 2. But we have other information up here. It says 4 times the sum. So we're going to put this in parentheses. So it's 4 times the sum of a number and 2 is 24 less than the number times 8. Then we're going to use the distributive property. We're going to need to move I can't write tonight. Subtract the 4x so that that cancels. Then we want to add the 24 because we want to get rid of that. So plus 24. And then 24 plus 8 is going to give us 32. Then we can divide by 4. I'm running out of space. Divide by 4. And x is going to equal 8. In this next one, we were talking about angles are complementary if their sum is 90 degrees. If the measure of the first angle is x and the measure of the second is 2x plus 9, find the measure of each angle. Okay, so we're talking about angles. We don't have to remember what complementary is because it tells us two angles are complementary if their sum is 90. So remember that is the equals. So we have two angles. We've got angle 1, we're going to call that x, and angle 2, well, we're going to call both of them x because we can't. Then angle 2 is 2x plus 9. They tell us what it is. But we have to take angle 1 plus angle 2 equals 90. That's the sum of two angles is 90. Then substitute this information. Angle 1 is x, and angle 2 is 2x plus 9. Combine your like terms. Move the 9 over. 90 minus 9. Divide by the 3. And one of the angles, Okay, did I mess up? I think so. 3x, 81, 27. Maybe not. Okay, that's right. Excuse me. That's right. I'm thinking the answer key I have here is wrong. Okay, so then this is my first angle. I have to find my second angle. And so this equals 27. The second angle. Now you could take and subtract this from 90, and it would give you an answer. It may not be the right answer, but it would give you an answer. The best way to handle this, to make sure you are getting the right answer, is to take and plug it in over here. So 2 times 27 plus 9. That's going to give us 54 plus 9, 63. Because to check this, we can take these two angles and add them up. And when we get, well, it'll equal 90. If you made a mistake over here, and let's say you'd gotten 25, and if you just took it and subtracted it from 90 to get your second angle, you wouldn't be able to check it. You would have to take that number and stick it in here, and then when it didn't work out in the checking, then you would know you had made a mistake. So it's really important to take that and stick it into this equation, what they've given us, so that we can make sure that we've got the right answers. On number 5, you have a 12-foot board is cut into 2 pieces so that one piece is 4 feet longer than 3 times the shorter piece. If the shorter piece is x feet long, find the lengths of both pieces. They tell us the short piece is x. And so we've got a short and a long. Now I like to draw a picture for this one because we can look. Here's our board, and we've got 2 pieces, a short one and a long one. And they tell us that the shorter piece is x. So this is x. Then they tell us the other piece is, one piece is 4 feet longer than 3 times the shorter. Well, the shorter is x. So 3 times x. And when you have something that's longer, you add. So 4 feet longer would mean that we add 4 feet. So 4 feet longer or more than the 3 times the shorter, and the shorter is x. Now if I take all that, it's going to equal 12. That's how long. I really have my equation because I could take and make that into a plus. So x plus 3x plus 4 equals 12. Combine like terms. Move the 4 by subtracting. Divide by 4. X is going to equal 2. Now we said the short piece was x, and x equals 2. The long piece is 3x plus 4. So if I take and put the 2 in there, then the long piece is 10, the short piece is 2, and when I take those two together and add them, I get the 12 feet that we started with. Okay, let's go. I'm going to go back up. We're on a worksheet, so to the next column is where we're headed. Consecutive integers. Consecutive integers are one number right after the next. And so we're talking about 16, 17, 18, those are consecutive integers. And so if I say that 16 is x, and so let me say, I'm going to say this is the first, and the first is going to equal x. Then we have the second and the third. 3 consecutive integers. So if the first number is x, then the second number is going to be x plus 1. Because if my first number here is 16, then how I get 17 is 16 plus 1. Everything is in a comparison to the first number. So then x plus 2 is the last number, the third number. 16 plus 2 gives me the 18. We'll use these to figure out this problem. It says the sum of 3 integers, consecutive integers, is, there's my equals. So I'm going to add 3 consecutive integers. Here I've already set them up. This is our little assigning of the variable and making a comparison. Now I have to write the equation. So it's going to be x plus, the second is x plus 1, plus the third is x plus 2, and that is 417. Combine like terms. Move that 3. Divide by 3. So my first number here is 138. The second one is 138 plus 1, and 138 plus 2. Then I should be able to add all these numbers together and see if they add up to the 417 that we started with, or that they needed to, that the problem stated. And so 8 plus 8 is 16. Okay, so 8 plus 9 is 17. 4 and 6 is 10, 11. 1, 2, 3, 4. And it does equal 4. So then we know that our answers are right. With number 7, it's going to be similar to here, except it says even or odd. So let's look at some even numbers. So if I have, let's say, 10, the next consecutive would be 12. The next consecutive would be 14. If I start with odd numbers, let's say 21, the next consecutive would be 23, then 25. So let's look at what the first, the second, and the third look like. The first one's always x, and then the second one is a comparison with the first. So what do I add to 10 to get 12 is 2. Now the odd thing about the odds is that we also, what do I add to 21 to get 23? It's 2. So everything is 2 apart, whether it's even or odd. So the third number, 14, here in this example is 4 more than the 10. So x plus 4, 21 plus 4 gives us the 25. So this is going to be our assigning of the variable and making the comparison. Sometimes I call it the setup. Then we need to read our problem and see what we need to do. The code to unlock a safety deposit box is 3 consecutive odd integers whose sum is 99. Find the integers. So this time we've got 3 consecutive odd integers whose sum, that means we're going to add, is 99, so it's going to equal the 99. So let's set up our equation. We've got the first plus the second plus the third is going to equal 99. X plus 2, x plus 4. Combine the like terms. 1, 2, 3x, 2 plus 4. Subtract the 6 from both sides. Then we want to divide by 3, divide by 3. X is going to equal 31. So it's going to be 31, 33, 35. Add these up and see if they give us that 99. So 5, 8, 9, and 3 3s. And so it does. And so then we know that those are going to be our consecutive integers. In the next problem, we're talking about Mary and her brother John, and they have a coin collection. Mary has 3 times the number of coins that John has. Together, they have 120. Find how many coins Mary has. Well, we want to remember that if we don't understand it, we want to draw a picture or we want to talk about it. And so that looks like you could draw bags of coins. You know, here we've got a bag, and this belongs to John. So if John has 1 bag, how many bags does Mary have? It says she has 3 times what John has. So if he's got 1, Mary has 3. So I want to write this as Mary, and she is, we'll give her the X. Nope, not Mary gets the X. John gets the, and let's give him a J. Because it says Mary is 3 times what John is. And so Mary would be 3J. Because we can't use 2 letters. We just need 1. And so that's where that comparison comes in. And the person or thing being compared to will get your letter. Let's write an equation. It says together. When we put things together, we add. We're going to take Mary's coins and John's coins, and we're going to add them together to get 120. Combine like terms. Divide by the 4. And John has 30. The question doesn't ask about John. It asks about Mary. That's just too dark. Let's try yellow. That's not a highlighter. Green. That's better. So, if John has 30, and so in each bag, so that means each bag has 30, then hers 30 plus 30 plus 30. Or 3 times J, and the J is 30, then Mary has 3 times 30, which is going to give us 90. So you want to be sure that you're checking the problem when you can, like here, and then here it's got to make sense. These 2 numbers have to add up to the 120. If they add up to more, then you've made a mistake. And you've got to be certain that you're answering the question. because it doesn't want to know about John. It wants to know about Mary. Number 9, the president of a certain university makes 3 times as much money as one of the department heads. If the total of their salaries is $210,000, find each worker's salary. Well, they get paid with a check, so let's draw a check. And we've got one check here, and it says the president makes 3 times as much money as the department head. So we're going to give one check to the department head. And so if we give him one check, we have to give the president 3. Because it says he gets 3 times as much. So the department head gets our letter. And then the president is written as a comparison with the department head. It's 3 times the department head. It says if they're total means add, is 210,000. Combine like terms, and then divide by 4. So I'm going to break out the calculator for this one. 52,500. That's the department head. So that means the president gets 3 times the 52,500. So he's going to get 157,500. And then these two numbers should add up to that 210,000. Number 10, during an intramural basketball game, Team A scored 18 fewer points than Team B. Together, both teams scored a total of 144 points. How many points did Team A score during the game? Okay, again, this one's hard to draw a picture because I can't really draw points. I can, that's a lot of points. So the best thing for this is just to get an understanding of what's going on. And so, who scored the most points? Team B. Because it says Team A scored 18 fewer points than Team B. They are comparing Team A to Team B, so we're going to give Team B the letter. Team A is 18 fewer than Team B, so it's Team B minus 18. Then we have to write our equation, and we've got Team A plus Team B, and we're adding because it says together they got 144 points. Then we're going to come through and replace Team A with this B minus 18 and replace Team B with B. Combine like terms. Move the 18 by adding. Divide by 2. Okay. Team B is 81. Team A is 81 minus the 18. Okay, and then all they want to know is Team A. But we need both of these so we can add them together and check for 14. So it checks. Number 11 is similar to number 10. Here we were talking about fewer than. Here we're going to talk about more than. Center City East Parking Garage has a capacity of 257 cars, more than Center City West Parking Garage. If the combined capacity for the two garages is 1,219 cars, find the capacity for each garage. Again, we need to do a setup. We've got to write the variables and do the comparison. So we have the east garage and the west garage. Who gets the letter? It's going to be the west, because we're comparing the east. We're saying the east has 257 more than the west. We're comparing the east to the west. So the east is 257 more than the west. Then we have to write this in an equation, and it's east plus west equals 1219. Combined means we're going to add. The east is 275 plus W. The west is W, and we're adding these two. Combine like terms. Then we want to subtract the 275. Okay, well, while I'm working this out, hopefully you already discovered my mistake. It's not 275. It is 257. So, alright, so when we do that subtraction, 962, divide by 2, and we're going to get 481. That's the west. Now we're going to take 257 and add it to the 481. That's going to give us 8, 13, 738, and then these two numbers, when you add them together, give us that 1219 that we needed. Okay? Alright, what I want you to do is practice. And I'm just going to put the solutions up. I'm not going to record it. I'm just going to write the answers. So go ahead and start on the practice, and then I will come back and show you the answers. Okay, so number 12 is 10. Remember to look for those signal words and the connecting words, and then what we're supposed to do with it. Remember to look for the equal words. Less than always means the 6 comes to the back. Work through all your steps to get your answer. Here we're adding. There's the first, the second, and the third consecutive even integers. And so when we go down here, this is where it's a little tricky. You know, usually you add, the numbers get bigger. They are getting bigger. So we're still adding 2, and then these 3 add up to the 672 that we're supposed to have. Okay, so then over here, you were also supposed to work the 14. And the first thing I did was 2 angles are supplementary if their sum is 180. Angle 1 plus angle 2 equals 180. That's the sum of 2 angles. Then they said the first angle is x, second angle is 3x minus 4, and then solve the equation. Number 15, I drew bags. This one, because they don't list the first bag first and they list the third, the second bag before they list the, 3 bags. So they're kind of out of order. But it tells you that the X is the first. And then the comparison is to the first. Second bag has 3 times as many as the first, 3x. Third bag, twice as many as the first, and that equals 30. Add up the x's, divide by 6. In number 16, they're comparing the girls to the boys. So there are more girls than boys. So the boys get our letter, and then the girls, the comparison is there's 101 more of them, more than the boys. Add the boys and girls together, and then all they ask for is the boys. Now, to be able to check this, you need to know the girls. So the girls are 167 plus the 101, so 8, 6, 2, and so I need to take this number and 167 and add those together. 12, 13, 2, 3, 4, 435, 435. And then I know that I got the boys right. Even though they didn't ask me for the girls, I needed to find the girls' number to be able to check my math. Okay, good luck. Have fun. Just think about the comparisons. That's what the word problems are about. And relax. Take your time.